Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Okay, what we have here is a GE Profile electric oven. Customer's complaint, she said she was getting an FC error code, which is an issue with the door lock circuit. What happened was it was just randomly, without actually using the oven, went into a door lock. The door was locking up here on the display. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it into a self-clean cycle. So press the self-clean button and just press start, and this should lock the door for us so we can check operation of the lock. Right here it's showing that the door is locking, and now the door is locked. So there's a micro switch that's back there that is functioning, because for it to know that it went from locking to locked, the micro switch has to close. So we know the micro switch is working properly, and the door, as you can see, is locked. So we're gonna basically go ahead and clear it and make sure the door is gonna unlock. And you can hear the motor swinging back over. Your door lock is right here in the front. Okay, and it has unlocked. So the door lock mechanism itself mechanically seems to be operating properly. And again, the micro switch in the back is sensing the door is locking and unlocking. So basically at this point, we're gonna believe that the issue is probably in the main control board, especially the fact that it locked on its own. This is not gonna have a separate touchpad. This is just an overlay that goes over the control board. If it had a separate touchpad, we might be looking at a possible issue with the touchpad failing, keys shorting out or something, sending improper feedback to the control board. But at this point, what we would look at would be replacement of the main control. Okay, the only tools that are needed to complete this repair are bolt-on meter and a 1/4-inch nut driver. So what we did was we just turned the oven on, and we're monitoring it. And after about 5-10 minutes, it beeped at us and went to the FC error. So we have a locked door on the display, but the door is not locked right now. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and remove the door here. You just flip these tabs up just to get this out of our way. It's just gonna lift up and off there. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the 2 screws up underneath the front here, and this top glass top should come off. So it's just gonna lift up like this. Be very careful. This glass top is very expensive. Okay. Now we're gonna reach back here and disconnect the 2 harnesses. And there's still a ground screw, or a ground wire, that's connected on here. Now we're gonna have to reach back here and disconnect the ground wire screw here. Just kind of have to do it by feel. Okay. And now we can remove the top. Just have a blanket laid out over here to lay this on. Okay, so what we've got are the two micro switches here for the door lock. What we did was just remove the two harnesses, and one should be open, the other one should be closed. So we're just going to take our meter and we're going to check them. So this switch here should show closed right now, which it does. And this switch here should be open. Which it looks like there's an issue with this switch here. Because we're getting continuity when you wiggle this around a little bit. So that might be what's throwing off the control, is this switch here is sending information saying that the door is locked when the door is not actually locked, depending on just the way it's setting. So what we're gonna have to replace would be this door lock assembly. All right, so on here you got these two little straight tabs that stick out, and that's what the top of the glass top hooks onto. And then you also have to hook the ground screw in, and then your two wiring connectors connect here and here. Sometimes you kind of have to finagle these around a little bit to get these to set on these hangers quite right. But before you do anything, start with the ground screw. Again, this kind of has to be done by feel, or if you pull the oven all the way out, you can do it kind of from the side. I'm just going to try to reach over to the top here and get it started with my finger. All right, now we're going to take our two harnesses with the Molex connectors here. I'm going to go ahead and hook those in. All right. And we're going to go ahead and slide this back. Drop it down. And it should seam up perfectly if it's setting in place right. And when you look underneath here, both of your screws on the front should line up properly. We're gonna go ahead and put our two screws in on the front here. All right, and we're gonna go look up the lock assembly and get some pricing together. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and put the door back on. Just drops into position there. Open it up. Flip your clips back down. Close the door up there. Okay, so basically what we found were there's arced contacts in the micro switch on the door lock assembly. So what we're gonna have to do is replace the door lock assembly. It's gonna come the door lock and the wiring harness all the way back up to the control board. So when we replace the door lock, we just have to rerun a new harness.